lesson number 5. And the Rabbi Nachman in Breslov writes, everybody has to say for themselves, Kol ha'olam lo nivra ela bishvili. The Gemara Masechet Sanhedrin 37a tells us a person has to say the entire world was created only for my sake. And therefore what? Therefore I should not just feel that I'm not important. Rabbi, what does it make a difference if I come to learn? What does it make a difference if I come to pray? There's a lot of people who are learning. There's a lot of people who are praying. Let them go do what the world needs. Let them go bring spirituality to the world. Let them go do the mitzvot. You can do it without me. You tell the guy, come do a mitzvah. No, that's okay. I don't need it. Let somebody else do it. Person has to realize you are very important, and even if you were the last human on earth, Hashem would make the sun rise just for you. So therefore you have to remember the entire world was created for my sake. And not just that, therefore it should motivate you to go and do mitzvot, to motivate you to go and do the right thing. On top of that, he says, you should go and do what? You also have to believe that you can change the world, and you can make it a better place. And number one, how do you do that? Litpalel ba'avuram, to go and pray for whatever the world needs. Let's say a person thinks, Rabbi, in Israel, they need a lot of parnasa, and the whole community needs a lot of chizuk, and it's not my control to do these things. But therefore, too bad, so sad. No, you could do something for it. You know what you could do? You could go and pray for it. Me, pray for the people in Israel should have parnasa. Me, pray the community should improve in XYZ fashion. How can I do that? Who am I to pray? No, don't say that. Bishvili nivra olam. The world was created just for your sake, and you have the power to do that as well. So therefore, a person should never mizalzel, never disgrace himself, never put himself down, and always believe that he can do something. You could always do something. Even if you can't give somebody money tzedakah, you can always pray for somebody. You can always help them. The guy says, "Oh, so and so is in the hospital. What are you going to do for him? I'm a doctor. I can help him." No, you can pray for him. Anybody you can pray for it. So therefore, a person should always realize you could always do something, and that means to pray. The Hasidic masters tell us, I think Simcha Bar Pshischa used to say, that a person has to have 2 papers in his pockets all the time. In one pocket it says, Bishvili nivra olam, for me the world was created. So therefore a person should always, for a mitzvah, or always for something good, you should always jump for it and say, I'm also important. But at the same time, in the left pocket, in the left pocket, you should have, Ma'ani mahayai, ani afar ve'efer. What am I? What is my life? I am but dust of the earth. When a person comes and fights with you, a person comes, puts you down, a person, he has a difficulty with another person, he should be humble and realize, what am I? I'm but dust of the earth. That way, he won't go and have ga'ava. So you have to have a balance of both. He says, V'inyan tefillah im shnei panim. He says, but there's 2 aspects of the prayer. There's 2 approaches. Why? He says, Kodim gzar din p'alei kesed tefillah. ואין צריך להלביש התפילה. אחר גזר הדין צריך להלביש התפילה, כדי שיבינו מלכים עומדים לשמאל ולא יקטרוגו. He says it depends when you pray. When you pray before the decree was made, so then you could pray a regular prayer. But he says when the decree was already made, you need to do a hidden prayer. You need to clothe your prayer, because there's a lot of mekatrigim angels, there's destroying angels that would destroy that prayer if you prayed it regularly. So therefore he says, how do you know when is the difference between the decree was made when it wasn't, the decree wasn't made already? He says you'll only be able to know when you do the mitzvot besimcha gdola kol kach. We know that the great mitzvah of Sukkot, v'samachta b'chagecha, all 7 days. He says when you have simcha, then you'll be able to know if the decree was made or not. So therefore you see that the person will have a sort of clarity. He'll be able to go and have sort of like a prophecy, like we explained, that people in the Beit HaMikdash used to have Simchat Beit HaShoeva, and from the Simchat Beit HaShoeva, from the joy, they were able to derive prophecy. So you see that a person will be able to know, he'll be in tune with Hashem very much when he is happy serving Hashem, as opposed to when he's not happy to serve Hashem. So therefore, a person has to make sure that he is tapping into the power of happiness. The Arizal said many times that the highest level of your soul, which is Yehidah, there's Nefesh, Ruach, Neshama, Chaya, Yehidah. Yehidah is the 5th level of your soul. You tap into that when? If you do read the Shem Yehud, it says over there, Re'uta de Liba. He says, and with the spirit of my heart, that's tapping in, that's connected, the Yehidah. So therefore, the Nefesh is the action. The Ruach is the speech, the bracha. The neshama is the intention. The haya is the deeper meditations. And then yahida, what is yahida? You bring the highest level of your soul with your attitude. The attitude you have the mitzvot, that is the highest level of the mitzvah and the highest level of your soul. And the Arizal says the levels I reached was only through joy, that I served Hashem with joy. So he says you're going to be able to go and pray properly to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and change things in the world when you are serving Hashem with joy.